Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Rune Dice. It is I'm not going to say it's a dice builder roguelike exactly, it's a dice chucker roguelike, and you'll see that in a bit, but it follows a lot of kind of genre norms, but also does a lot of things different that I really like. So we're just going to do a new game. I've already done the tutorial. Technically, this is my second try of recording this video. I recorded one without the microphone, so I have some amount of expertise, and I've already beaten the first boss, but we're going to fight him again. Alright, so how are we going to do this? We want to get as many dice as we possibly can. I guess really I'm just going to follow standard Slay the Spire logic of, we want to hit a shop kind of towards the end. I usually prefer it if the shop is right at the end, but if it ain't going to give me that, then I guess I'm just going to pick this one? There's a lot of shops early. You know what? We could just exit this. New game. That one was going to be stinky, so we'll leave that alone. Okay. Yeah, you always want to get the shop right at the end to get the maximum amount of reward possible. Okay, so stay along the bottom, kind of cut through here. It can be okay to get 2 shops in a row, but I don't like it. So I think we're going to kind of just run the bottom. If I'm really wealthy, we'll stop here, but considering we then have another shop like momentarily later, I'm not keen on it, so I think we're just gonna, try and follow this route and see what happens. Alright, so, core gameplay loop of this game, you have a die at the bottom, you chuck in a direction, and it combos into something. So if I fire this over here, it turns into a 3, 2, then a 3, and then a 4, and then I fire each of those dice that I fused at whatever my opponent is. And more or less rinse repeat until we win. Feels like this guy has more dice chuck. Might just be a me thing. I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna fire this in here and just hope we can... Yeah, perfect. So we get a little bit of money. Yeah, whenever we get the money die, it just goes into our money pile. So it's actually kind of worth farming a little bit. There he goes. Alright. And then we can heal, but we don't want to do that. We can get a new die or a backstab die. I'm going to go for the bomb die. I like bomb die. We want more bomb die. We want a lot of bomb die. Let's see. Do we have more? Good enough. Sadly, doesn't trigger the bomb die, but oh well. So that's more or less how it works. So unlike, say, Slay the Spire or any other roguelike deck builder where you actually have to worry about deck bloat, this does not have that problem. It instead operates entirely off of goof logic. The more dice you have, the more dice you have on the board, and it can get pretty full, and the field refreshes every couple of turns, which means that you won't have to worry about culling your pool or anything. If anything, you just want to get as many dice as you possibly can and go nuts with it. Okay. Could go for a level 1 crit die. That's kind of good. It's not amazing though. I think I'm just gonna go for a blind die. Having a bunch of T2 die is kind of handy because I can just huck them into each other. Okay, where's the bomb? All the way in the back, but that's actually good. Oh, come on. Not happy about this. Perfect. So that gets me a treasure chest. For free! Let's grab the dodge die. Go for that. Gets us the money. Ah, so close. But it's fine. The dodge will prevent us from taking damage. I'm just gonna fire that there. Nope. Well, that didn't work. Okay, and the board has been refreshed. I'm gonna fire the money die into the other... Well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. I want to get this coin die for the extra cash, if I can pull it off. No dice. And unfortunately, that's going to empower one of them. There we go. That at least gets me a little bit. As a bit of a tougher group. And I should probably be heading for this dodge, as that is going to make a huge difference. There we go. That's a bunch of attacks. Nothing interesting, but a bunch of attacks all the same. And that guy luckily only does a little bit of damage. So we got a big boom. We don't have any more money. So I'm just going to let that roll. Should do enough damage to kill him. Yeah, we're good. Nice and comfy. Bomb die, protection room. Bomb die! Let's see. So, question is, do I want to go... I got 20 coins. That's enough for a relic, so that actually makes this kind of worth it. Because then I would immediately get a second relic. Yeah, let's go for the shop. See what I can get. Restoring 1 HP when merging dice with 3 or higher, that's kind of good. Blind Die also grants a dodge stack to the hero after dealing damage, reduces the number of turns for a reset, or infectious bomb when an enemy with poison dies. All enemies take damage equal to the number of poison stacks. So they're all kind of good. I could also get a heal for 15, which is actually not terrible either. Otherwise, we could buy a bunch of, like, cheap die. I don't know. This would only be, like, a handful of HP. Quick reset is a little tempting. Okay, if I have 20, I can buy... I'm going to buy quick reset, the crit die, and the poison die. And then immediately go for... Ooh. I could go up. We get a harder fight. Considering I haven't healed, that is a little bit of a dicey proposition. More coin dice. Bonus dice appear more frequently. Sure. Let's go up. Let's see what happens. Gain 1 coin every time the table resets. Not amazing, but it's money. Alright, so I have a hell of a lot of stuff. Lot of T2s, which is both good and not so good. Okay, dude in the back is going to be a bit tricky. He's got a ranged attack, and I think he fires, like, maybe not every round, but often enough. Fire that there. I'm not going to hit it. Wow. Nothing. I was really hoping I'd get the big bada boom. We still get a lot of goodies. Okay, we get a pair dodge, which lets me dodge that ranged attack. And board resets, which, like I said, good, bad. There we go. I like the bomb dice because it kind of jostles the whole board. Gives me a good opportunity to have like a ton of dice that just randomly fuse into each other. Let's go for a T3 bomb, or let's do a T4 bomb. Okay, we kill the pig at the very least, but he is gonna shoot me. Rude. He dies anyway. Okay, Life Rune is actually tempting. Heals the hero for 15. Yeah, I'll snag that. Considering we are going to be going into a boss fight sooner than later. Let's go here. Because I might decide to go for that shop depending on how much I make here. Are you joking? It's not. Rude. Okay, let's fire this over here. Get the bomb. I was really hoping that would jostle more. I'm just gonna fire that. Wow. Okay, that actually did more than I thought it would. Yeah, I think we stop at the shop. If I got 20 coins, stopping at the shop is kind of valid. Yeah, we are going to have to worry about our health here. I might actually kill both of these guys. Sick. Okay, new blind die, new bomb die. Always bomb die. And yeah, 21 gold's enough to give me places. So we can get poison stacks never decrease. Coin dice also heal for their merge value, which is very good. I don't have much for poison, so it's not amazingly good. Coin dice also heal for their merge values. Incredible healing. I think we're going to buy that. I would have liked to get all of these cheap die. But, alas. Yeah, we're going into a mid-boss, and they're always spooky. At least this one's actually doable. Does empower him a little bit. I think it's fine, though. I just send that off. Okay, that's a massive damage. No special effects, but massive damage all the same. Okay. We're just gonna fire that there. There's not much I can do for it. Oh, and they have a lot of ranged units in the back. Well, at least the boss is toast. But yeah, this is gonna hurt. I think we're gonna have to just use this. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, they didn't feel like firing at me. They're giving me bungo dice. What is this? Yeah, we really need to get our hands on some level 1 dice here. Okay, I think I'm gonna fire straight up on this one. Didn't give me what I was looking for. At least we get a dodge. It's not amazing. Get that. There we go. I almost kind of wish I could modify my dice in some way, shape, or form. There we go. Got him. I'm gonna grab the healing die. Both of those are pretty good. We're actually near the end of this one. Okay, send that off, and this will just do whatever the heck it wants. Perfect. Yeah, so we get a decent amount of healing. Not an amazing amount. But enough that I feel somewhat comfortable. I'm just going to fire this off. Not really where I wanted it to be. Well, that's a hell of a lot of just raw damage. So that's kind of useful. Guy in the back is a little bit of an issue, but not hugely so. Yeah, there's some amount of money there, but there's not much I can get for it. At least we can heal just as much as it damages me. Bomb die, poison die. Bomb die. Even though I do know that I want more T2 die. Or T1 die? Assassinate. Backstab die does double damage. Not that we have many of those. Okay, another mid-boss. It's the bear. Oh boy. Well, that gives us some immediate oomph. And the T4 bomb is extremely handy. I think I'm just gonna downtown this one. We'll just see what happens. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else to fuse there, but that's okay. And unfortunately, this guy has a hell of a lot of armor. I think... No, we don't quite kill him. Ooh. Free treasure chest. Damn it. Yeah, we want the treasure chest. Oh. There's the big bada boom. I think we can kill the boss before he becomes a problem for me. And we heal back up to full, and we get a treasure chest. Dodge die? Let's go for a T1 bomb die. You joking. Well, I'll take it. Okay, Team 1 bomb die. Yeah, it just creates a bunch of natural combos without me even having to do anything. And the bomb hits the whole dang field. Better than backstab, better than poison. It'd be nice to go for like a much more focused build, but I don't feel like this game offers that at the moment. Not really. Fire die? No, backstab. Another bomb die. Oh, I should have checked to see if any of those were a passive. Oh well. And this is why we stack of the bomber. That's some pretty good damage on the back too. Still hurts. But not that much. Okay, he's not gonna shoot at me. I'll take it. Backstab to kill the last guy. Poison, heal, and gold. That's some good damage. Okay, heal, no, more bomb. And go shopping. So I have 47 coins, that's pretty good. Merge dodge die, value 3 or higher, get an additional dodge stack. So I'm gonna grab that. Do we? I think I'm just going to buy a silly amount of dice. More than anything else. Like, relics are nice. But if they're not going to be majorly game-changing, the more valuable thing that I can possibly do with this build is to huck all of the bomba. Looks like I can only have one dodge, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. Oh, come on. So rude. Well, that throws that off. There we go. That's kind of what I wanted. We get all of our bombs at the very least. Or at least a bunch of them. Unfortunately, we make her a bit stronger. That is okay. Yep. Even if we boost her, compared to the 76 damage I'm about to deal, it does not matter. Well, this feels pretty good. Either we're gonna kill her or it's gonna be close. Oh, blind eye doesn't give them a blind debuff. It just hits a random target. Okay. Well, that was a win. Let's try the wizard. Merlin the Purple. So he's got healing die and frost. Alright, we've got a new boss to go after. So it did kind of feel like putting the shop off. Well, let's take a look at this. Okay, shop's up here. I think we go 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of zigzag through here, hit the mid-boss, chest, shop. Or... yeah, I think I'd rather hit this shop, just because I'll have plenty of money, and then we'll have fight, fight, chest, shop. Won't be the most amount of money by the second one, but it'll probably let me buy a bunch of cheap dye. Okay, what's valuable? I'm gonna go over here, just in the hopes of getting that money. Especially when we're this early on, we can kind of afford to take it a little slow. Yeah, there's a big bada boom, but I'm not going to be able to pull it off here. I don't think. Yeah, almost. Well, that didn't work. In fact, I didn't even know I could delete a die that way. Well, that's slightly rude. But yeah, I like the fact that rather than, you know, rolling a certain amount of dice every round, I roll one, but my pool is kind of always visible and functional. Too many of these games suffer from like extreme deck bloat in a way that he's not fun. Well, I'll take a T1 bomb die. Those are nice. We did not want this shop. I think we want to do the tough battle. Okay. Next tier bomb is kind of far out. Ooh. It's a pair of shooters too, which is a little stinky. It feels like the wizard is just worse. That might just be me though. Oof, didn't get anything. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Okay, that's enough, hopefully, to kill the frontliner. Okay. Beans. And no fusion. Ooh. Please? Yes. huge getting a free treasure chest against a regular mob group. We did take a lot of damage there, which I'm not as happy about. I'm going to grab the healing die. And the healing die. Okay, and then I think we cycle upwards. I think we cycle upwards. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately all of the extra healing die doesn't really give me that much bonus damage. At least no AoE or fun moves. At least it's just a pair of man-eaters. I can work with them. Gives us a little bit of healing. Because yeah, if this takes a while, I can heal up. Get a decent amount of money in the process, too. I think we won't kill it, but yeah, it only does 1 damage to me. Perfect. You were not the one I was aiming for, but it's fine. We at least hit our break even. Lightning die, bomb die. Bomb die is tempting. Oh. No, I think I'm going to stay the course. I was like, I could go up to this mid-boss, but that would lock me into a mid-boss rather than just a random chest. I don't actually know if the chest is better. Okay, 1 archer goblin in the back. I can work with that. There's some damage. It's mostly just direct, but I'm just trying to heal more than I get hurt so I can recover while things are kind of calm. Because yeah, there's trickier mid-bosses later that are absolutely going to punish me. Money. I mean, we do want the money. Yes. Always get the treasure chest. That's actually going to be one of my big boons, is being able to get extra stuff. Do I want to go lightning? I think so. Because we can also get a bomb die. No relics, but it's fine. We just want to have a bunch of things on the board. Well, that was lucrative. Did boost them a bit. I don't think it's going to make a difference, though. I think we're going to kill him before he gets anywhere. No, that didn't work. That's close, but I don't think I'm going to be able to tip it. Yeah, because the angling on some of these is brutal. I think I'm just going to go for the coin. I'm not going to try and go for the big bada boom, nor do I need it. Frankly, we kind of want to draw these out, just in case we get the chest to show up. Or other healing. More healing? No, we should probably grab some fire. I'm gonna need damage. When healing die heals you, create a healing die on the field with a value equal to the amount healed. Yo. Now all I need is something that gives me, like, offensive healing. Wouldn't that be spicy? Boosted them a little bit. Ooh, Alchemist too. It only boost them for an attack, but it's a little mean. Does mean that healing die are not as much of an albatross. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually extremely helpful. Nothing amazing. This hurts. Ooh, should have gone for that heal after all. There's the big bada boom. Admittedly was hoping to heal some. We went from 40 HP down to 24. It's a little rough. Ooh, upgrade something. Upgrade one of the healing die. We have a bunch of them. Crit die. I think this is actually one of those situations where, let's go for some max HP. It's not as much, but... Okay, let me think on this one. I don't really have too much that I can do. And it's just the bear. Ouch. I don't want to boost the bear too much, if I can avoid it. Ouch. No dice. No bada boom, but a lot of raw damage. The problem is... Oh, each shield blocks 1 damage and is consumed. Okay, so it's just a temporary X amount of HP. Better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, unfortunately we're going to be boosting him here. Which is a little bit not fun. But that's okay. Just feel like what I should do for this one is, considering, yeah. I'm just gonna fire these into each other and just see what I can spawn. There we go. Oh, the bomb pierces block. Good to know. Okay, bear is toast. All that's left is a little gooner man. Who doesn't threaten me nearly as much. Perfect. Blind die, protection rune. Honestly, more die is good. Die discarded of the battle, heal the hero for 1 each. Yeah, I'll go for that over the poison die. I do really wish stuff like poison die and fire die. Ooh, more healing. I probably should have looked at what the other boost was, but still. Lightning die applies 1 fire stack for each enemy during its chain jump. Healing die removes a negative effect on the hero. Okay, well, let's go for the healing die removes negative effect. We only have 1 lightning, so it's not that amazing. I've got 17 left. I'm gonna buy a life rune. And we'll buy a crit die. More die! Even though it doesn't, like, okay, so the problem I have is that I really wish stuff like critical and even blind, backstab, or even bomb, honestly. I wish some of these were actually not in the pool for this character, that it seems like there's just a universal pool of dice. Ooh, it's a lot of ranged enemies in the back. That's gonna be rough. That's a bunch of direct damage. A little bit of healing, but not enough. They're going to just be hitting me for 3 every turn. Nuts. Oh, they're giving me bad die, but I can work with that. Now, I'm honestly hoping we don't actually kill them here. Okay, I think that's going to kill him. So that gets me a decent amount of healing. And should give me just a little bit more. Perfect. Yeah, it's an amount. More bomb die. Yeah. Use more healing. Probably hit this one. Well, that's slightly rude. Oh, nope, there we go. Yeah, I'm just going to keep aiming for all of my heal die. Because they're functionally eternal. Actually, it would be kind of worth it having some high-tier healing die, like a heal 4 or heal 5. So the one thing I should also be doing is heading for the money. If I get the chance. Because I don't have much cash, and I know we're going to have another chest soon. Okay, we killed the front pig. Unfortunately, we have not done a whole lot of damage to the pigs. That's okay. My health is looking a hell of a lot better than it was. I'll take it. That's a bunch of die. And this is why I love the bomb. Okay, not much else to do there, but that's fine. It'd be kind of nice if the amount of shakeup the bomb does scaled based on the value of the bomb. I heal for 1 extra. Or 2 extra? Oh. Yeah, I have no idea. Freeze die? Sure. Go for the chest. Yeah, because I could have gone for that for the extra. Let's just pick up a second life rune. And go shopping. Yeah, so 15 is not huge. Replaces throwing die with value of 2. Ooh. I don't know what that's going to do for me, but I want it. We only... oh. I should have sold all my T1 die. It's fine. Well, I'll call it close enough. Even if we end up boosting Big Gaba here. Immune to crowd control effects, fair enough. But even if we end up boosting Big Gaba, I think it's worth it to just go for the sheer number of dice I'm hucking at this point. I just realized I actually have a PNG tuber with a die in hand. Oops. Oh well. It's not like I need to always be on brand. have anything else. Still a bit of healing. Decent amount of damage. Yeah, lightning isn't very good unless we had like a much higher value. Okay, here we go. Downer, all my bombs are kind of far back. Ooh. Okay. At least we do a decent chunk of damage to the boss. Okay. Ramped that. Yes. Not exactly what I want, but I'll take it. So this kills the boss. Doesn't end the run, but that's fine. Big bada boom. I've got lots of healing. Yeah, we're good. We also have a D7 on the board, which is pretty goofy. Unfortunately, not much I can do about it. The idea of even getting many of my die up to D7 is unlikely. But also we win. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think those are the two characters. Oh, wait. No, we do have another character. We have Nicola Thunderheart. Interesting. I wonder what happened to the other wizard. I guess this guy's super secret. Ah, not available in the demo. We're going to go fight this spider again. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to finish this run. I'm having a good time with this, though. It's a solid game. Okay, as usual, I do have a shop at the end. Shops at the end. We have two of them. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, early shop, but sometimes early shop can be good. So what's this guy's deal? Frankly, I think it's just more lightning dice. I do wish there was a little bit more, like, character flavor. Like, I'd actually prefer it if there was less just pure value dice. And more, like, interesting features. Maybe? I don't know, it feels like I'm never able to, like, really go the full Thunder experience that I would kind of hope for. Oh, we also don't have any healing. Or defensive measures for that measure. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. Okay, freeze die, crit die. Yeah, the problem is freeze doesn't actually do any damage. Oh, I could have actually skipped that for money? Hard to say if that's worth it. Yeah, what I really want is the money. Okay, there we go. See if that gets enough oomph. Not that it's huge amounts of damage. The one thing the lightning is going to give me is really nice potential AoE. And group kill. Well, at least it's a little bit of damage. Okay, well, we can grab a healing die. I don't know if we want to overload on them like I did previously. Okay. I think we're going to buy this. I was going to go up the middle, I think. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so this is both good and bad. Means we don't have to worry about any, like, value 0 dice. Or not value 0, but, like, low-level dice. We can just go immediately hard. Okay, so the lightning does hit a random enemy. It doesn't actually care about distance. Yeah, what I was going to say about this earlier is I really wish this had some degree of, like, dice manipulation, modification, or something. Namely from the perspective of, I would really love... I would really love to have some of these, like, have higher ricochet effects, or... like, heightened ricochet effects, or... gravity or glue or something. Just little bits that make, let's see. Weakness rune, fire die. Let's go crit. Yeah, I think this is kind of good. We're going to end up with a number of shops. I don't know if we're going to end up with a lot of gold, is the tricky part. Like, I can farm it a little. Problem is, I'm farming it at relative personal cost. Ow. Because it feels like there's a lot of interesting play space here with modifying the board. Like, putting things on the board, or having, like, certain dice merge be explosive and do a bunch of damage, or something. Ouch. I guess going for the heal maybe isn't the most practical. There we go. At least the guys in the back aren't too damaging, but they do hurt. Oh, and lightning strikes randomly. Okay, there's the hit. Yeah, I think this guy's gonna die. Just because, like, having more dice in the pool and having the artifacts, they're nice, they're fun. But there's so much in this play space that could have been used for a lot. That I can't help but, you know, think of the potential opportunities. Okay, new lightning die. I think I'm gonna heal, considering dying. It didn't work. Yeah, part of the problem is I only have a handful of, like... Wow. I only have a handful of dice here. Ouch. and so we can only get a couple of merges at the moment. This is why I really like the bomb. Let's see. There we go. So that is now exiled very much to the Shadow Realm. And isn't that amazingly good, given the situation. There's the lightning land. Yes. That's what I need. Oof. Yeah, so I can have a bunch of die, but without higher tier die to fuse into, the reset is actually kind of deadly to me. And that guy hits for a 3. Okay, I think we kill him. The problem is, yeah, man dying. Heal 7, yeah. More dice is not necessarily going to make this go better. Speaking of... we have a big bada boom. If I can pull that off... gotta be kidding me. And yeah, I'd like to be able to knock the big bada boom into the other one. Got it. Didn't merge anything, though. Frustrating. Oh, it's okay. The hammer. Which I don't actually know what that hammer does. Oh, it's a die upgrade. I'm gonna get the crit die then. So actually that hammer is huge. Yeah, I can't do much else out there. Yeah, I have a lot of money. Yeah, there we go. And even having one T4 die sitting on the board gives me a lot of leeway. I'm actually going to go for the max HP. Okay. So get some stuff. Doesn't it? No, life rune. I wish it'd give me more opportunities to heal, frankly. So level 4 freeze die wouldn't be bad. What else do we have? Lightning die has a chance to not reduce damage when chaining. Eh. Table resets enemies replaced in random order. 1 extra coin die. Fields. Okay. I'm gonna just get rid of that one in favor of the freeze die. And that one in favor of a bunch of healing. Not the most efficient, but we've got plenty, kind of. Because this at least gives us kind of guaranteed higher tier combos. Like, I think I'm just going to pop that early. I don't trust us not to have that go bad. Beats. Yeah, nothing to merge that into. A little bit of money, but yeah, the two guys in the back that shoot for 3 are kind of just mean. Not in the back anymore, though, are you, sucker? You thought that pig would protect you. Yeah, that's why I wanted the Chaos Relic. Sometimes just a healthy dose of Chaos Control goes a long way. Ugh. Oh, is the pig stuck? I was not expecting the pig to be stuck. Okay, it's not stuck anymore. Yeah, it's a 5. At least we're making a decent chunk of money here. Okay, bomb die, freeze die, heal. I think I can afford to be picky. This is a go tall, not wide situation. So I could go for the mini boss, but I think we're actually going to swing down for the chest. All your attacks deal double damage to enemies with full HP? Nah. We're just going to snag as many of those healing D4s as we possibly can get our grubby little mitts on. I think one of my consistent problems I am running into on this is the utter lack of bombs. It is fascinating how reliant on them I am, which does mean that there is some level of pool building to be had here. I don't like boosting that guy. That was not as good as I wanted it to be. Ah, come on. Okay, there's the ice. I was really hoping for more of these, like, upgrades. There we go. There's some nice chain reactions. I think part of the reason why I like the bomb so much is because it causes chain reactions. But like, imagine if some, like, randomly one of your die was tethered to another die. Or, some of the die hit the board with, like, unusual amounts of force. Or, whenever this die hits the board, it slaps the nearest die as hard as it can. It feels like there's some really interesting potential things that you could do in this space. Like, I don't want to say that every roguelike needs to be this, like, crazy busted build through Goldberg machine, but I do firmly believe that roguelikes are kind of toys. Weird sandboxes to really play around with. And let's see, all dice merges produce a result that is +1 higher than normal. Okay, that could be really good. Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? That's all my money. I've got 2 of these for some healing. We're just going to start with this one immediately. Rude. This does mean that I'm never going to get a 3. Intentionally. Oh, that sucks. Oh, we get a pair of 6s off of that. Okay. Perfect. Go for that. We want to hit the bomb instead. beans. Okay, at least it's just the boss. Why did I do that? Yeah, unfortunately we're gonna lose right here. Even with all that extra healing. Thanks. Real impactful. It's fine. I wasn't really expecting a win. Honestly, I'm just happy I got to the boss on that guy. Anywho. Albus Bumbledore. Wait, there's more? That's wild. I don't know why the wizards are just cycling, but I'll take it. Anyway. We're just going to quit out to the main menu and say that the Rune Dice demo is available now on Steam. So if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It is a genuinely good time. It's very special and has a lot of what I like out of busted builds, deck builder, dice builder, roguelikes. I just feel like if it went just that little bit further or a lot further with some of that, like just messing with the play space, messing with the dice, oh, I think that would be something special indeed. For now, though, oh yeah, like imagine if you could chuck a die that adds like an oil slick or a boost slick or a bounce, like bounce plops or something like that. And so like other die that go over those either get like zoomed or bounced or ricochet, or if you could put down like some pinball things like the pinball bouncers. Like I recognize that this is a lot of extra bells and whistles, but I think those bells and whistles are what would take this from being fun to, oh man, this is wild. Anyway, I guess with all that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.